Oh, the wildlife, ladies and gentlemen. The wildlife. So I just picked up another one. 1966 Ford LTD. You wouldn't know by looking at this thing, with all of its body rot and whatnot. This thing rides and runs like a dream. It's like sitting in your living room on the couch. Oh yeah. Well, it's got its original 352 in it. It's been recently rebuilt within the last couple of years. Runs really well. It's burning a little bit of oil. A little bit sneaking by the valve guides there, but other than that, it runs pretty good. Looks like it's got an aluminum radiator in it. I didn't know that. Little funny story behind this car. It's kind of weird that I end up getting it after so many years. Back in 1997, well, I was just a young lad pumping gas at a local Sunoco station. It's a full serve, washing windshields and pumping gas. Little old guy used to drive this thing in. I can't remember his name right now. I just remembered it up till like a year ago. Just always something that stuck in my mind. But he drove this car every day, right through the winter, in the biggest blizzards, snowstorms. He would always be in this car. This was his daily driver. I'm not sure. I think he might have bought it brand new, but he always used to come in, both hands on the steering wheel, and he loved this thing. Obviously, in those days, didn't really have any of this rot, but that's what the New England roads do, you know. Well then, years after that, I was working at a donation center called Helping Hands, and I worked in the yard getting cars running and just inventory and stuff like that. And what it is basically a donation lot where people donate their vehicle, their boat, you know, anything like that, anything of value, and they get to write it off on their taxes. So I worked there for about 4 years, and one day, wasn't much going on, leaning against the wall, sipping a coffee or something. This thing pulls in. Yep. It was a sad day for the old guy. He pulled it in, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Oh, I'm going to have to donate it." "Why would you donate it?" He said, "Well, went to the doctors. Doctor said I can't drive no more." Eyes are getting too bad. So I figured I'd donate it to a good cause, get a tax write-off. So I didn't really want to buy it at that point. I had a lot of other stuff on the go. But a friend of mine picked it up because he knew the story and he lived in the same town and remembered the car. So he got it, and then he let it sit for a few years. Just kind of one of those things, had to have it, but didn't really do anything with it. And then another friend of mine ended up buying it from him. He drove it for a while. Then he sold it to his brother. He drove it for a while. And then they got it. Then he got it back from him. And turns out he didn't want it in his life anymore. So we worked a deal, and I ended up with it. So after all these years, it came right back to me. All the way back to when I was a senior in high school. I was pumping gas in this car. You would even bring in the lead substitute for me to pour in the tank. And at that time, they had the Ultra 94 at Sunoco, so they used to run that. So there's the story of it. So let's turn the key. Well, I don't know about you, but it's a little bit quiet for me. It's an old car like this, 1966, should be loud, you know? Gonna have to take care of that. Got the hubcaps in the trunk, just took them off, thinking about doing something with the wheels. You know what I mean? Cleaned up the white walls though. It's got the old Royal seals. So there you have it. I got the sickness. Another car comes into my life. It's not good. Not good. But I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this one. Might do a few things to it and try to turn it around, make a couple of bucks. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You know, like it? Want to buy it? You can. Everything's for sale. You know that, right? Everything has a price. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what I do to this thing, and talk to you guys later.